What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about two types of people. I'm going to talk to you about action takers and people who just like to talk about it. I don't know if you tend to be the type of person that tells a lot of people your ideas, you have a lot of ideas, you have this dream of one day starting an online business, and then you never do anything with it. If that's you, I want you to hang around in this video because I'm going to show you 3 things that you need to do to get out of that place, to step into what you're saying in your head that you actually want to do. This video is not for people who want a bunch of free tips. This video is not for people who are lazy. This video is not for people who want to continue to really exhibit that behavior. If that's you, go ahead and leave this video. But if you are the type of person, either you're already the type of person or you're on your way to becoming the type of person that sticks to your word, that is serious about scaling your business. Like, I talk to so many of you guys who get on a call with us and you're like, yo, we want to get to 50K a month. And it's like, dude, no, you don't. You know how I know you don't? Because you haven't done anything. All you do is talk about it, right? People who are serious do what's required to get there. But I do want to give you some grace. I used to be that person. I used to say I wanted X, Y, or Z, and then I would never do anything to get closer to it, right? So if that's you, I'm going to show you how to really change your mind and mind hack, if you will, your way into these results. And this really is for anyone. I'm going to relate it back to people who want to start an online coaching business, scale their coaching business, or, scale their, agency, whatever. But what I've found is that 80 to 90% of the game is up here, right? You're still not the version of yourself that you need to be to get where you say you want to go. And you're lying to yourself, you're oversleeping, you're not going to the gym, you're not doing the work, you're not spending the money, you're not hiring the coach, you're not joining the program. You've been on the fence for so long about joining my program. It's not okay, and I'm just calling it out. Like, you've got to change if you want to get to where you say you want to go. So I'm going to pull up my whiteboard here. There's really 3 things that you need to do to step into this mindset that I'm talking to you about. The mindset of someone who gets what they want done and achieves their goals, right? So the first thing is you have to be in alignment. A lot of you watching this video, you're like, yo, Brandon, I really want to scale my business, but what I've found is mentally you're unaligned. And I'm going to show you the 3 areas that you have to have in alignment in order for, me to help you. The first one is your spirit. You have to be in alignment spiritually. You have to be in alignment mentally, and you have to be in alignment physically, okay? There's other words we could use for this, and I'll put them underneath, right? Your purpose, what has God created you to do in the world, has to also be aligned with your passion, your mind, your will, and emotions. And physically, you have to be good at whatever we're doing. Okay, so your spirit, your mind, your body, your purpose, your passion, your skill. And what I've found and see all the time is that people have, 2 of the 3 boxes checked, right? So many people live their life 2/3 of the way fulfilled, right? Their spirit's out of line, but mentally and physically, man, they're crushing it. Passion-wise, they're in their lane, they're doing their skill, but they're not fulfilling what God has for them, right? And this is a bad place to be. It's probably one of the worst places to be because it's the easiest place to stay stuck. Because you're just like, you know what, I'll get right with God in a couple years, okay? I'll show you a couple more that I see all the time, is that people are, wanting to pursue their purpose, right? They're right with God. They're like, dude, I know what I'm supposed to do. They have the passion for it, right? But skill-wise or physically, they're working a job they hate, right? And this really sucks because the thing is that your purpose one day will pay you. Your passion will pay you. But if you're not doing anything to achieve it or to go after it, you're not going to make any money. Like, you're just not. And you're going to stay in this cycle of not being fulfilled, right? And a lot of people, I'll show you another picture, a mental image or an image of this is your spirit's pointing this way, your passion's pointing this way, and physically you're still a server or you're scaling your business and you don't even like your business anymore. You're on the verge of burnout, right? And what we need to do is get your spirit in aligned towards a goal, your passion also in alignment towards that goal, and your skill all pointing in the same way. And when you do, I've found there's like exponential growth, right? You're able to achieve, you're in alignment. Every force that you have, your spirit, your mind, your body, are working together towards the common goal. And whenever I teach people, right, I help people go from A, right, to B, right? your point B, the outcome you're chasing should be in alignment with these 3 areas. And if it's not, that's what I'm teaching you on today, is you're out of alignment, okay? So in order to get in alignment, you need to ask yourself a couple questions like, A, what is God telling me to do, right? That's a question you should really know. What am I passionate about? Like, what do you hate seeing people stuck in? What are you passionate about? And lastly, like, what are you good at? If you don't know the answer to these 3 questions, then that's a problem. It's not good. So I would say ask yourself these 3 questions, and let's build an offer that is in alignment with all of those things. Like, I see so many people. I have a client at the time. His name is Grayson, and he had the agency, and I guarantee you what was happening was he was crushing it, making $50,000 a month, but he wasn't fully in alignment with like his purpose and what he wanted to do with his offer. And getting in alignment is crazy, and he's already back up to like $50,000 a month, but it's profit now in his coaching business, and he's no longer doing the agency. And I've seen people do this all the time. Like another one of my clients, Frank, he's making $30K a month now, and at the time he had a marketing agency. I don't know why so many people start agencies and then kind of get burnt out and want to start coaching businesses, but he had an agency, he was doing well, and then it was like, dude, passion, skill, purpose, right? So his passion was people, like he loved people, okay? His skill was also, communicating to people, right? And coaching. I'll say coaching people. Like he has a way of like encouraging anyone he ever talks to. And his purpose was to, help people overcome divorce. Like he wants to help people overcome divorce and get right with God, right? So then we literally built an offer helping single dads overcome divorce and tap into their God-given purpose again, life after divorce, right? And he's doing $30K a month now. So he got an alignment there. The second thing is you have to have focus. If you want to scale your business, if you're serious about scaling your business, if you're like, hey, Brandon, I watch your stuff. I want to implement the funnels you teach. I want to build a good offer that has a great mechanism that's high ticket, then you have to have focus. And your alignment has to be in focus towards the outcome you want, right? So I'm going to show you something. It's an exercise that I love doing with people that I learned from one of my mentors a while back. And a lot of times people are in absolutely, out of alignment, first of all. So out of alignment causes you to have split focus. And I'm going to show you, a chart here that represents your capacity. So each person has a capacity, right? Some people have more, some people have less. And what I'm going to show you is a chart that represents my life a couple years ago. So the first thing I had family, right? I had church. I had, a personal life, like thoughts to myself, things that I wanted to do, so on. I had a W-2 job at the time that I was literally paying an assistant to do for me. I had Elevate Social, which was my social media management company. I had a business called Hustle where we had like $70,000 in a bank account and a freaking huge office. It was $4,000 a month. And, my focus was split there, trying to make that work. I had an app company that I was, processing in my head to try and build. And I had Brandon Forbes Coaching at the time, right? That's what I called it, Brandon Forbes Coaching, okay? So I had all these different things. And what happens is that we think that we can jump from one thing, the app company, to the Brandon Forbes Coaching, like coaching people, right? And we think that, we have like 8 different things on our chart. We're at like, 15% capacity in all of them, right? And what actually happens is the opposite. Anytime you jump from, doing a coaching call, filming a YouTube video, to family time, you lose a percent. And anytime you jump from, the W-2 job to the new client signing up that wants, a one-to-one call, like you lose percentage. Anytime you jump from the office having a problem to trying to sign up a new agency client, you lose a percentage. So then what happens is like, you're like, I have 100% capacity. Well, honestly, by the time you're done jumping around, all these ticks at you, you're operating at like 15% of your potential. So anytime I work with people and they're like, hey, Brandon, I told you, I really want to go from here to here, okay? The first thing I need to do is make sure you're in alignment, and B, that you're focusing, because this stuff is the roadblock preventing you from getting here, right? And that is not okay. So the first thing you have to do, remember, is get in alignment. You need to know what your passion, your skills, and your purpose are. And I truly believe that like those are God-given. So if you can get in alignment, it's a superpower, right? You have to have insane focus. You have to know what your focus is, why you're doing what you're doing. And lastly, you have to get rid of limiting beliefs. Okay? And I'm going to walk you through how to do that right now. So, limiting beliefs, right? They're a ceiling for where you're at. And I'll say this, scaling your business, yeah, you could use my help with a funnel. You could use my coaching to build a good offer. You could use my help probably in a lot of areas. But the thing that you really need to do with my help or on your own is get over limiting beliefs, because it's a ceiling for your business. So if you're like, let's say you did 6K last month, you did 15K the next month, you're at 10K, and then you have like a 20K month, and so on. Like the most you ever do is 20K. And I would bet it's because you're out of alignment, you're not focused, and you're split, or even worse, you have limiting beliefs. You believe that you can only do 20K a month. You don't think you could get to 200K a month, right? One extra zero and your mind trips out and you go into scarcity, right? And I've been there too. And honestly, I'm kind of preaching to myself right now, and I'm doing this in real time as I'm recording this video. So I want to show you two types of thoughts. So this is the human brain, okay? I'm just drawing the human brain, right? So there's two types of thoughts. There's like typical thoughts, right? I want to get to point B. I want to make $10,000 in the next 10 days. I want to make 30K a month, 50K a month. I want to scale my coaching business, my agency, right? And then there are subconscious thoughts, okay? And this is actually all biblical. It's crazy. It's super cool. So these thoughts are, pretty easy to change because they come in a moment. They're like, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and you change your mind, whatever, right? Subconscious thoughts, though, are so much deeper. So like if I put on the screen, hey, I want to scale to $50,000, a month, okay? 50K a month. Let's do that one. 50K a month. And your thought is, cool, I'm going to do it. I'm going to implement this funnel. I'm going to hire this coach, and, I'm going to join Brandon's program, whatever. Sweet. That's awesome. But you get into the program, you implement what we teach you to do, and deep down, you go to bed at night. When you're laying in bed, you think to yourself, I could never do this. I'm not able to make 50K in a month. I could never charge 5K. And what you don't realize is you're actually still the 7-year-old version of yourself at the lunch table. Because in your brain, you have meditated so long on these negative thoughts that this is just who you are now, right? There's no way to overcome it because you don't even realize it's there until it just shows up out of nowhere. Okay? And this is a problem. Like, this is the thing you have to overcome if you're ever going to get to point B. And some of you, it's not even money. Some of you, it's like an impact level where you really feel called to do a certain thing, but you're not functioning in it because you don't think you're worthy, right? And the only way that I believe and I've found to counteract these thoughts is with truth. Okay? You have to find something that's true. And the best place to find something that's true is in the Bible. So practically, if you're having bad thoughts, right? You need to get in alignment spiritually, not with your word, but with God's word. You need to get focused, insanely focused, and remove everything off of your chart, your circle that's not supposed to be there, and put in the circle what aligns with your passion, your purpose, your skill set. Anything that's not on there needs to go. You need to get focused on it, and then you have to do the deep work of overcoming the subconscious thoughts that are holding you back, right? And it's more than just like saying a new thing. It has to be a lifestyle going forward, is that you're not going to let yourself stay in that place. And a lot of times what happens is people get around other people who struggle with the same subconscious thoughts. They make a campfire, become good friends, and stay stuck for their whole life. And that's not what you want to do. So one last thing I'm going to show you is something called the model. So there's a lady named Brooke Castillo, and she literally taught me this whole thing. So it's going to be circumstances, thoughts. So in life, these are non-negotiables. Like every single person experiences these thoughts, feelings, actions, like your daily actions. What are you doing to get there? And then results. Okay. So the cool thing is I can guarantee you and funnel hack, if you will, mindset hack your way to a certain result just by changing your thoughts. And I'm going to show you how. Let's say you're on this call, the Zoom, recording this YouTube video rather. You're watching, you're like, yo, Brandon, I'm at, 50K a month. Okay. And my thought has been, like you just said, I can't, do X. I can't get to 100K a month. Okay. Well, how do you feel when you think that? Probably bad. So guess what? You're overeating. You're not focused when you're working, and you're taking bad scarcity actions. You keep prolonging getting help. You think, oh, I'm doing 50K, so you justify it around your friends whenever you're supposed to be making 250K, right? So then guess what your results are? You're stuck. You're still at 50K a month. But I don't need to change your circumstance. I don't need to change your feelings because I can't. I don't need to change your actions. I don't even need to change your results, right? Because it's impossible. You can't, right? It's all temporary because you're going to slip back in to the bad actions within 2 weeks. You're going to stay in that bad headspace and you're going to stay stuck. But if I could change your thoughts, I don't need to change your circumstance, okay? You're still making 50K a month, right? All I need to do is remove one letter and an apostrophe. If I can change your thought from I can't do X to I can, right? Think of how you're going to feel. If you wake up every morning and you truly believed it, the thing is you can't just say it. That's the difference. The only way to overcome those subconscious thoughts is to align it with truth. So meditation isn't going to do it. Daily affirmations isn't going to do it. What's going to do it is it has to be truth, right? And then you're going to feel better. Actually, you're going to feel amazing. Wait, I actually can do this. Imagine how you're going to feel. You're going to feel literally on top of the world, right? So then you're going to start taking good actions, and then boom, you're going to go from being stuck to thriving, right? So all we did was we got in alignment. We got clear on what we're supposed to focus on, and we started being aware of limiting beliefs and then removing them with truth over time. And what happens is you go from point A to point B a lot quicker. And anytime I've seen someone stuck for a period of time, usually the roadblock is more than just a funnel. It's their own head. They're in their own way mentally. And I'm telling you, you do not want to be this type of person, right? You want to be the type of person that gets in alignment, gets in focus, overcomes limiting beliefs. So then we can focus on the other things in the business, right? Like that's why I teach, like to go from where you're at to where you want to be, no matter what level you're at in your coaching business, the first thing we have to do is get your mind in order. Then we need to build you a really good offer out of that headspace. Because if you're in a bad headspace, you'll tell me on the call you can't charge 5K. There's no way you could launch a 25K mastermind. Who would join it? Why would they pay you, right? That's terrible thinking. Once we get you in the right headspace, we can launch a really good offer. Then we can market it well. Well, I don't want to waste ads on a funnel. I'm scared. Don't be scared. Have a good headspace, right? So that we can launch some of the funnels that we teach to start getting people to pay you for that service that you built out of a great headspace and confidence knowing that you're in alignment. And then on sales calls, like if you care that much about what other people think about you, you're not going to be good at sales. And then your team is also going to follow you in those limiting beliefs and you're going to stay stuck. So this is why the mindset portion is so important, and you have to overcome this to ever get to this. So I hope this video helped. Gave you some pretty clear action plans. Like if you need homework after this video, like you want to get out a whiteboard, a notebook, whatever, first thing, get in alignment. Draw out that chart I just did, your passion, your skill, your purpose. The second thing you need to do is get focused. Write down the circle chart and take a look at like where all your time is going and get focused. And the third thing is you need to be aware and overcome your limiting beliefs, right? And if you need help with this and you're like, yo, Brandon, honestly, I think your help, I could do this a lot quicker because I really want to scale my offer. I want to build a higher ticket offer. I want to charge more. I really want to get good at marketing. I want to build out these funnels that you guys teach. I want to get better at sales. I want to close more deals. I want to scale. And I want to actually build a team. So if that's you, go ahead, click the link down below and hop on a call with me. All we're going to do is get a good sense of where you're at currently in your life, in your business, where you want to get to. And basically, we're going to destroy the roadblocks that are holding you back from getting to point B, right? For some of you, it's a funnel. For others of you, it's your head, it's your headspace, it's your mindset, right? For others of you, it's because you're not good at sales. You don't know the offer you're supposed to be selling, whatever it is. If that's you, go ahead, click the link down below, hop on a call with me, and I'm really just going to, give you a ton of free value. And if you're a good fit, which we don't work with everyone anymore, we're getting very strict on who we work with. But if you're serious, if you're like at the beginning of the call, you're like, yo, Brandon, I don't want to be someone who sits on the sidelines and just talks, right? I want to be somebody who actually does what they say they're going to do. If you want to be a doer, go ahead, click the link down below to book in a call, and I'll chat with you soon.